Have you ever heard someone tell you, just get over it? Or maybe you've heard someone tell you, just look on the bright side. Hello and welcome back to Reality Switch Coaching. My name is Joohong and I'm an authentic reality architect and master NLP practitioner. In today's video, we're going to talk about these two statements and how, while they may be seemingly opposite, they still cause the same problem, which is getting into a terrible relationship with your emotions. So let's jump into our darkness and shine your light. So let's talk about that first statement, just get over it. So, to be honest, I used to be very guilty about saying this statement all the time with people. People would come to me and I would say, look, just get over it, it's fine, what does it matter? It's not a big deal anyways. What I didn't realize is that this statement was actually telling that person, look, just take those feelings you have and stuff them down and get over them. And now, does that make me a terrible person? No, although it does make me very unhelpful in those situations, right? And I think that people who say these things, they don't necessarily have a bad intention, right? At the end of the day, they just want to help you get over the thing that is causing you this pain or this hurt. Unfortunately, this is not necessarily the best way to go about things. And you've probably also heard statements like, look, just don't bottle things up. Make sure that you let go of that energy. And so it can feel very confusing, right? When you're getting this thing of just get over it, bottle them up. And then you also get this other thing of, look, you need to resolve these things. You need to really be in them. So really, what do you do? And then you have people saying that, look, you need to be more resilient. Just make sure that you don't let these things affect you. But we're human. You're going to feel things. And really, that should be no surprise, because at the end of the day, your emotions, they're exactly what make you you. And these are the things that are really going to take you into those either very positive or very unresourceful things, right? Another thing that we usually get told is that you just need to be strong. And usually when we think of being strong, we think of, oh, nothing gets to you. You're impervious. There's nothing that can break through that shell. And this could not be farther from the truth. To be strong really means that you know exactly how to process through your emotions, and the more you do that, the quicker and easier it gets. Really, what being strong should mean is that you have the ability to be in complete balance with your emotions. You know exactly when is the right time to feel certain things, and really the only person who can tell you when is the right time is you. So let me just clear up this one statement for sure. Just getting over it just gets you nowhere. Well, it does give you pain that you've buried forever and ever that eventually you just forget about, and then things come up in your mind and in your thoughts that you're like, where is this coming from? So it does actually give you that. That's true. And so here's the powerful question. What specifically is this pain trying to tell me? And now take a deep breath and really let that sink in. And really, like we always say, just make sure you're being completely honest with yourself. When I've done this in the past, and even now, what I usually find is that the thing that is really getting to me is something that I feel about myself. So for instance, let's say when my wife would give me feedback that I'm not necessarily ready to get in that moment, I would take a long, deep 4-second inhale, so and then I would ask myself, what was I really getting mad about? And honestly, some things that would come up would be that if my wife is saying these things, then what she's really saying, or what I really feel, is that I'm a terrible husband, that I'm not a great partner, the partner that I want to be. Or if my coworkers give me some feedback on something, a project that I was doing, then that must mean that I'm a terrible manager, or I'm a terrible leader. And all of these things, when you really think about it, none of these things are actually true. Don't get me wrong. The feedback is true. Hey, I need more help on this thing. Or, hey, that presentation that you gave, just really give it some more confidence. That stuff is true. The lies that I was feeding to myself of, oh, that means I'm a terrible this or terrible that, those things specifically, those were the lies that I was telling myself and the reality I was building for myself. And without the reflection piece of going back and saying, hey, is that really what they were saying? Without that reflection, I would have fallen down those rabbit holes. Well, I did fall down those rabbit holes very easily. And with that reflection, I was able to actually look at things objectively and go, okay, look, what they said is, here's how you can make it better. Here's how you can help support me better. And in none of that did they explicitly say, oh my God, you're a terrible person. If someone literally comes up to you and is just like, you're a terrible manager or you're a terrible husband, that's probably what they're trying to say. Although now with this, you can kind of take that deep breath, figure out, okay, what is the thing I'm feeling and why am I feeling this way? What am I trying to protect? So next time you feel that pain, that initial fear, that initial anxiety, that initial hurt, sadness, anger, take that 4-second deep breath and then ask yourself, what is this pain trying to protect me from? And always remember that you're going to be looking at yourself when you're talking about protecting. It's not about protecting you from other people. It's not about protecting you from the mean things people are going to say. What is it trying to protect you from yourself? What is that thing inside you that your mind is trying to say, hey, look, let's not deal with that right now. Let's just walk away from it. That's usually the thing that you actually need to jump into. Maybe not in that moment, but eventually, sometime soon, hopefully, that is something that you really need to work on and look at yourself and go, look, how can I resolve this? All right, now let's talk about statement number 2. Just look on the bright side of things. And the reason that I'm laughing when I say this is because when I got into really thinking about how to really be positive and say only positive things to yourself, this one, I am super guilty of telling people and even myself. I mean, honestly, I feel like the last statement and this statement were very directed at me, and I need to really get with whoever is in this room making these video ideas, because I kind of feel a little attacked. And I guess I would ask myself, well, what is this pain trying to protect me from? And while this statement of just look on the bright side might seem very different, again, you're just getting that same result, the same, hey, look, instead of focusing on the negative thing, let's just take your attention and focus it on the positive thing without even acknowledging the fact that this negative thing, this unresourceful thing is there. This statement really gets into that vein of that toxic positivity where the only thing you focus on is just the positive thing. Because that negative, and I say negative because no emotions are really negative. They're just indicators. They're just letting you know, hey, yo, this thing that's going on right now, like, this is not good. Or, hey, just be careful. This thing is happening. Or, hey, this is amazing. And, we should really just continue doing this thing. And so you don't really have negative emotions, just as a quick side note. And while you don't have negative emotions, your emotions can definitely be unresourceful in certain moments, right? So let's say I'm having a conversation with someone and I just get super angry. I'm just like, oh, I'm ready to just like attack. Maybe right then in that moment is probably not the best time to go on the offensive, right? I probably need to take my deep breath, ask myself the questions, and then calm down, maybe even step away from the conversation. Hey, look, I can't do this right now. Give me like 10 minutes. Let me go reset. And then we can have this conversation like normal adults. And really, when I reflect back on the times that I've told other people this, I think the biggest reason why this is such a trap is that usually people just, as soon as you start saying, oh man, I'm having just a really hard time with this or whatever, and they just jump right in with the, look, just focus on the positive things, or you have so much to be grateful for. It doesn't even give you the time to really reflect on why this pain is occurring or what's causing this pain or these emotions that you feel like maybe aren't really that resourceful to happen. There is a time and place for reframing things that are hurtful or our unresourceful emotions or thoughts. There is definitely a time and place for that. Right after the thing happens might not necessarily be that time, right? Or maybe, I think another thing you probably could do is just, okay, you know what? You're right. Right now is not necessarily the time to feel this way. Let me hold on to this, get through what I need to get through, and then after this event is done, then I'm going to like open that box up again when I'm in a better state and then like reflect on the thing. So here's the powerful question. What is the thing that I need to learn from this emotion? And again, this question has to be about you. So what can you learn specifically about this emotion or what's causing this emotion to maybe spiral out of control or to trigger you. And this question alone has just gotten me through so much of the very difficult times in my life when I was faced with what I felt like was a problem. This question really helped me turn it into, okay, look, clearly the universe, God, is just putting this thing in my way, this in my path, really, and it's something that I need to deal with. And so now, instead of looking at it as a problem, I was looking at it as like a test or a challenge, something that, okay, what do I need to learn in order to move on? And this is a process that I think too often we might get so caught up in, look, I just need to go now. But you really need to take some time and like really figure this thing out and really dig deep into what is the thing that I really need to learn about myself. Because if you just skip over this process, or you start to really just rush through it, you're not going to get the lesson you really need to learn, and you're only going to just barely scratch the surface. So remember, there's a time and place to look on the bright side, to reframe the things. And really what you need to do is ask yourself, what is the thing that I need to learn from this, when you are actually ready to start really looking at what the issue is or what the thing is that's causing you to have those emotions. And really, I think one feeling that is definitely very resourceful is the clarity that you're getting from watching these videos. So make sure you subscribe, like, and also click that notification bell. And that way you're never going to miss out on any of the content that we're putting out. All right, and with that, let's go ahead and get back into the video. Well, now to statement 3, the power of your emotions. Your emotions, our emotions, are such powerful forces. And even Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, also talks about how our emotions are probably the most powerful source of energy that we have in the universe. And with great power comes a great responsibility to use those powers and those emotions in a resourceful way. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes if you can and just imagine that thing that just gets you super motivated, just a moment in your life when you just felt unstoppable. And realize that while there are maybe images and sounds, pictures, that really that feeling that you're getting of just that, oh man, I need to have this thing, like I'm ready for it, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. That feeling, that power, that's where everything is, right? That's the thing that we're always trying to get to. And when you don't have that feeling, the feeling of demotivation, the feeling of, I just don't have time, I don't have energy, bleh. Again, those feelings are the things that are really driving you, right? And so really what we're gonna look at right now is just how can you get into that state where you're going to be able to just take this to the next level and really use your emotions in a more resourceful and powerful way. So here's the thing I really need you to understand before you move on from this video, is that you don't have negative emotions. Sometimes taking a rest is a good thing. We often just get so caught up in moving, going, go, get the things done, that sometimes taking a much needed rest is a good thing, right? And also, sometimes taking that passion, that drive, that determination that you have, just taking it and just running with it, right? Sometimes that's the thing to do. But if you never actually reflect on, is this the right emotion, the right energy for this thing? Then all you'll be doing is just going back and forth out of balance. So here's the powerful question. What is this emotion really telling me? And when you ask yourself this question, it's really looking at what is this emotion indicating for me to think about or to look at more clearly or to look at more specifically. It's time to check to see if this emotion that you're feeling is actually serving you and the thing that you want in this moment. For instance, let's say that you are like, hey, you know what, today is my filming day for my YouTube channel, so I need to start knocking these things out. But you start to feel like, maybe I just take a break, I'll put it off till tomorrow. Is that feeling, that emotion serving you in that moment? No, it's not, because you need to do the thing, right? Like you said, hey, I'm gonna do this, so you need to do it. So in that instance, then, okay, I need to pick a better energy, I need to get into a different emotion, so that way I can carry through and do the thing, right? The beauty about your emotions is that they just happen. And while that can also be seen as a negative thing, I feel like it's good, because then what basically is happening is that truthfully, you're feeling how your body and your mind is reacting to whatever the trigger thing is. And kind of almost like, hey, red flag, or well, I guess green flag if you're feeling really motivated and determined. And really it's just telling you, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, this is what's going on. Hey, this is how we feel about this. This is how we feel about this. And if it doesn't feel right, then figure out why and then move on and pick a different emotion if that's, or energy if that's really what you need. So really, to summarize this point, it's really about just making sure that you are using your emotions as indicators as you're going towards some outcome that you want. And also just really making sure that you're taking the time to really dig deep and understand what exactly this emotion is trying to tell you, what this indicator is actually indicating for you. So with all that being said, I want to welcome you to the Reality Switch Coaching family, and my gift to you is our family motto, which is that no matter what happens, we are always going to find a way and make it through. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.